Signs. What are signs? Signs are things that we all need. You know, the first thing that I can think of for a sign is signs help direct us. They move us somewhere. You know, so if you think about driving on the highway and there's a sign that says exit here for Grandville and you're coming home probably, you're going to get off here because this is where you live. Sign tells us where to go. Some signs are a little different than that. Some signs explain the meaning or purpose of something. So, easy example, the sign for our church, St. Pius X Church. You drive by that sign and you see the word church, you know that this building is meant to be a place to pray and worship God. And because of St. Pius, you know it's probably a Catholic church. Signs reveal the meaning or purpose of something. There's a third type of sign, and that's the one that I think most of us pray for. We want a sign from God. We want God to reveal himself to us through some sign that says God is watching over us, a sign that gives us hope. And so as I was reflecting on these types of signs, I was thinking about what signs I've experienced in my life. So one, this happened a couple weeks ago. You ever just wake up angry? I woke up angry, and I don't know why, but I was in a bad mood. Tuesday morning, woke up angry, and I remember as I was getting ready for Tuesday Mass, I was putting on the vestments back there, and then as I was walking from the sacristy to the gathering area, I said, okay, Stephen, be nice to people. And so I got to the gathering area, and I'm saying, good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, and then eventually someone came, this young lady and her husband, and she goes, Father, we don't know why, but we got you a donut with white frosting and sprinkles. And I was elated. Bad mood was gone, let me tell you. Sign of God's love for me in that moment, or was I just lucky? I don't know. Another sign, I've shared this with you all before, but it's relevant for this, so it's going to be shared again. But I remember when I first started thinking about being a priest, and I was at a high school youth conference, and there I am sitting in the pews, and the priest was inviting all of these young men to come forward if they thought about being priest. And, you know, at first I thought, well, there's the redhead I really like, and kind of can't really go up there if I want to date her, so that's not helpful. And so I prayed, I'm like, all right, Lord, if you really want me to be a priest, then you need to have someone tap me on my shoulder and say, dude, get your butt up there. And of course, someone tapped me on my shoulder and said, dude, get your butt up there. Sign of God acting in my life or coincidence? Third sign, a couple of years ago, my mom called and left a voicemail, and she said, now first of all, it was like 1 a.m. And she said, Stephen, emergency, call back. Well, that wasn't a lot of info. And so I'm thinking, well, Mom, you could have given me more. So I called her, and she tells me that because she had to pick up my sister from the airport, and my sister, my niece, who was 8 months at the time, and my mom, someone ran a red light and just nailed their car, destroyed the car. They were completely fine, no injuries. Miracle, sign, or again, were they just lucky? Here's what I'm pointing out. There are two groups of people in our world. Those who I think see signs and miracles, and those who just say it's luck. And I ran across this, I'm going to read it to you, this explanation of these two groups of people. People break down into two groups. When they experience something lucky, group number one sees it as more than luck, more than coincidence. They see it as a sign, evidence that there is someone up there watching out for them. Group number two sees it as just pure luck, just a happy turn of chance. I'm sure the people in group number two are looking at strange experiences in a very suspicious way. For them, the situation is a 50-50. Could be bad, could be good. But deep down, they feel that whatever happens, they're on their own. And that fills them with fear. But there's a whole lot of people in group number one. When they experience something strange, they're looking at a miracle. And deep down, they feel that whatever's going to happen, there will be someone there to help them. And that fills them with hope. See, what you have to ask yourself is, what kind of person are you? Are you the kind that sees signs, that sees miracles? Or do you believe that people just get lucky? So which one are you? Are you the type of person that sees signs and miracles, and it gives you the sense that someone's watching over you and fills you with hope? Or are you the type that just says people get lucky and leaves you thinking you're on your own and you're filled with fear? See, our gospel in our first reading is about seeing the sign. There's the sign promised by the prophet Isaiah. There will be a virgin who will conceive and bear a son, and he will be called Emmanuel, God with us. And of course, we hear in our gospel how that sign is fulfilled. That very person will be born. And so we know that the Virgin Mary remains a virgin, conceives, and bears a son. The sign that we were told to look for has come true. Jesus has been sent. And here's what's amazing about Jesus. He is, in every way, all these types of signs I mentioned at the beginning. He's the sign who shows us the way. Jesus is the one who shows us how to get to the Father. Jesus is the fulfillment of the sign in our first reading. The meaning behind him is God among us, Emmanuel. And of course, the third reality, Jesus becoming one of us, is a real beautiful reminder that God is working in our lives. That's the message for this weekend, that Jesus, our God, is actively involved in our lives. He is performing signs and miracles. And the great hope for us, the question to reflect on ourselves is, are we willing to believe that our God continues to work and act in our lives through signs and miracles?